Oh, what is this thing? Is this our carriage?
Can you hear me?
Shall I just run her along the main road then? The others seem to be doing as much. He's just as crazy as this runner. I'll take that. I'll take the compliment, little lady. Now let's have some coordinates for a little test run. What is happening right now?
Let's see.
We want to go to a place called Matira, Old Castle Town, I think. Should be a ways south. You okay?
Wow.
Here it is. Down to Matira, eh? On this cross legs? Oh, I'll say we'll be 4 days, 3 nights about.
Oh.
4 days and 3 nights. It's a great deal faster than a carriage, and surely the roads will be safer at that kind of speed.
Spectacular.
Bally good. Now clinch those buttocks, chaps. Full steam ahead.
This is amazing! I don't know a thing about Gauntlet runners, but even I can tell this is a hell of a craft. I can hardly believe she's ours to drive.
You're telling me, lad? Feels like ages since I've been out on the open road. This girl's been waiting long enough for her time to shine.
I love the pipes. How they indicate that they're talking.
So this is what you use to talk with the driver? Convenient, that. Look, old fellow, are you really on our side? You realize we don't have funds to pay you.
Money? Ha! I'm not in this for the money, boy.
I also like the chairs, how they presumably fold.
What I want is a little gusto. What do you think, lad? Isn't this a rush?
It is at that. Like riding the wind.
That's the ticket. It's been so long since I've had a good chinwag.
Brilliant, isn't it?
It's amazing. I thought he was saying brilliant back to the pilot, then I didn't realize he was saying it to us.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've a good head on your shoulders, boy. Yes, I can tell you're a sharp one. Where to, ladies? The world is our shellfish.
You certainly are a different person behind the wheel.
Hey, Hulkenberg! Can we get an explanation yet?
That man is Neurus. An Ishkia, if 'twas not obvious from the wings. And despite everything, he was heir to a noble house and personal machinist for the royal family.
What?
He's a master engineer, of course, positively peerless. But as you can see, the runners get him a bit excitable.
I love how not impressed she is in the portrait.
Neurus? Are you there? I'm coming in.
You need to shake this guy's hand so we can gun people.
Even amidst all this commotion in town, I find you buried in your work.
Too much to do.
As always. To business then. I must ask a favor. Would you be able to ready a carriage for me?
No new commissions. No time for them. Ask another right.
It is not a new one I require.
Before His Highness disappeared, did you not accept a contract to build him a custom carriage? Without a formal owner, I reasoned that it must now lie unused. I was hoping I might borrow it a short while.
But, pish and tosh, woman. She is for royal use and naught else.
'Tis an unreasonable request, I know. But I'd not be asking without a grave need. Might I at least see it?
I mean, well,
'Twas specially made for His Highness, yes? Not a work you'd have sold off. Where lies it now?
I've deadlines to meet, dash it. Off with you now. Leave me be.
You've been acting stranger than usual. What ails you? Is this a gauntlet runner? The very craft commissioned for His Highness the Prince? Even knowing His Highness was gone, still you toiled away. Oh, Nuras, you are an inspiration. Such nobility of purpose.
Yes. Right.
However, for a craft meant for the royal family, it is rather excessive, isn't it? Did you really build this vehicle exactly to their orders? You cannot mean...
Well, at first, certainly. I followed the blueprints exactly. But then His Highness died, and... well, I couldn't just let the old girl waste away. A masterpiece like her? Collecting dust in storage? No! Unacceptable! Unthinkable! I'm working toward a dream. And this poor old girl is going to help me see it through. And then, finally...
You imbecile! A lowly, brazen court engineer butchering His Highness's inheritance for a hobby! For this mania! You embezzled the royal treasury and disrespected his legacy! Treason!
Mercy, please! Look, take my head if you must, milady. But leave the Balliol runner alone.
Look, this runner... it is fully operational now, is it? Then I suggest you cooperate. For both our sakes. Finish your tinkering by tomorrow and bring it to the Grand Cathedral as soon as you can.
Eh? What's all this now? You play the proud soldier at me and then pluck it for your own schemes?
'Tis no scheme. I would use it for His Highness's sake.
For His Highness, eh? Hold a tick. Haven't you been looking for him? Wandering across God knows where last I heard? So if you're back now and now you want a gauntlet runner for His Highness? Is His Highness still alive? That's it! I've got you, haven't I?
'Twas His Highness who gave you refuge while you were only a heretical scholar condemned by the Sanctists. The time has come to repay His mercy.
Understood.
I like this guy.
Is that enough? Can this old duck really handle an undercover operation?
I know what you're thinking, but 'tis at least true that he feels an undying debt of gratitude to the royal family.
Pish and tosh, boy. A little faith. Not to brag, but this old duck's craft might be the fastest gauntlet runner in the kingdom. Why, probably the world.
I think. Maybe.
How encouraging.
All I want is to push this runner as far and as fast as she can go. Show her off to the world. And you? Well, I presume you'd rather work together than have to walk, eh?
I don't know about this, but I guess we'll just have to trust him. What do you think?
Gwen. I kinda love this line. If we die together.
Well, if we die, we all die together.
Ha! The boy's bold as brass.
'Tis not an invitation, you dolt. Eyes on the road.
Either way, he knows the prince is alive, so we can't just leave him to his own devices. We're all in the same boat. Or runner, I guess.
You lot can handle the fighting, and I'll handle all the driving and greasework. Just make sure you've got a proper plan for all this mess now.
This guy's got no filter. But he has a point. We do need to talk strategy.
Nod.
So, summing up. Our first trial is to slay a monster. We take its head as proof, then get it to the goal line before the deadline. The bigger the head, the better. Our destination is Port Brylehaven, the capital of the Western Principality of Oceania. It'd be a trek on foot, but this Gauntlet runner should make it a snap.
So getting the bounty's head is our next move. And our target is a nefarious criminal who's been kidnapping and selling off children. Right?
A criminal? Did the task not specify a monster's head?
Don't worry, all part of the plan. We don't need to win this thing. We just need to get Luis's attention. Everyone's going to show up with monster heads, and we shake things up with a felon. A knight-turned-kidnapper at that. Shows them we're there for justice.
But to deliberately violate the rules, we risk being disqualified entirely. Then again, 'tis just as likely to win the people's attention and thereby Luis's. I do understand the intent.
I also like how the background is actually like turning as well. And also the game is not actually decided anything.
What do you think of this plan?
Gwyn? I wouldn't say perfect.
I think it's a perfect idea.
Makes sense, doesn't it? The bounty's Heismay, an ex-knight. I realize that's a little close to home, Hulkenberg, so if you'd rather hang back...
No. His title is precisely why I cannot let his atrocities stand. And yet, 'tis strange indeed that we are hunting a mere man when the trial demands a monster. Then again, our true aim is beyond the ambitions of any other aspirant. Our fate rests in this plan of yours, Stroll.
Thank you. I'll try to ensure your trust isn't misplaced.
Righto. Then our course is set. Feel free to use anything in the Gauntlet runner. Even got a bathing room if you could use a wash.
Good to know. We can always look around more thoroughly later.
Yes. You needn't tire yourself out before we arrive.
Well, I'm a tinkerer and not much else. All my fighting happens in the old workshop. But I'll take you wherever you're going for your sake and mine. After all, the wilds out there are no berry picnic. Oh no. It's a den of wild beasts and savage scoundrels. And we'll not get past it without days on the road together. So, if you need anything besides a steady hand on the wheel, give me a hoot. Bound to find me in the cockpit or the engine room.
He's certainly an eccentric, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. We'll get used to him, I suppose.
The Gauntlet Runner has various areas for different activities, such as strategy room, the lounge, and the kitchen. You can also visit Academia by finding more and interacting with him. Let's visit the engine room first and take your time and have a look around.
Oh, yeah?
Never been in the Gauntlet Runner, kind of want to see the engine room's like. Toilet.
Incredible!
Made for bathroom, we can just hop in mid-ride, take a real bath. Now that I can get used to. I call first step. Are you gonna just stride up and strip nude? Where do you think you are? Unacceptable.
Oh, really?
It's a bathing room. Forgot to mention no one in water yet. Working on it. Pantry.
What's this?
There's some mellow milk and fragrant spice. I wonder who bought them here. I could use them for cooking. For some reason I want to say marshmallow. You wanna make a smooth ride at least? Eccentricities aside, he certainly earned his title as core engineer. That said, I'm more concerned with this unseen workings. I do hope he hasn't made any dubious additions. Carriage can't begin to compete with a Gauntlet Runner's speed. I suppose they've earned their reputation. That I'm in constant fear of losing my lunch is far from ideal, but once I'm used to it, I'm sure the journey will be pleasant. I can speak from the cockpit through the bent metal tubes. The Gauntlet models locked tightly. Okay. Mind the rope, lad. Wouldn't want you going overboard. Oh, we have a watchtower? Whoa.
I wonder.
Seems like we have, seems like we really have to inspect the inside closely.
Got it.
Kitchen, I could prepare meals here. Lockwood said that most things are edible if you put them over a fire. But is that really true?
So?
You have to wash your dishes properly, but being that water's precious resources, it actually goes double. Start with food suitable for a long journey. I would prefer to cook it first before eating. These are beds. They seem pretty small. Kinda cool though. Put collection of books. They're too technical for me to understand. This is cool.
What's this?
Beneath the cloth seems to be a big barrel. I wonder what's used for. I would not be surprised if it's able to go in the water. Washing machine? Machine that does laundry, handmade by Nereus. Seems there's nothing in it at the moment. Guessing that's to help purify?
This?
I wonder what makes this thing run.
Hello?
First time on a Gauntlet runner? Eh? Whoa, that scared me. Looks like there's a pipe in here too. Called a runner-phone. There's one in every room.
Spectacular.
Now, I believe I heard you speculating on the old girl's inner workings. Gauntlet runners use magma crystals as fuel to run, you see. Used to be you'd take your life in your hands when you travelled the winds. Then, thanks to the kingdom's greatest mind, the Gauntlet runner was born. The runner's actual legs are based on colossal beasts made for zero momentum loss, even on the roughest terrains. Among other things, I modded this craft with a bit more zip and speed. Another step closer to my dream. What dream? Long story short, girl, the best told to a captive audience with no plans for the next few nights and days and nights. Never mind that, maybe some other time. Still pretty plenty about the old girl that's work in progress. But by the time I'm done, she'll have some new tricks. You just watch. It'll be sunset before long, so start thinking about bedtime, bedding down for the night. Can't run in the dark, and the old girl needs her rest as much as we do. You'll continue towards the destination while spending time on the Gauntlet runner. Utilize its facilities to obtain items, raise attributes, or to do other things you weren't able to do in town. To use the kitchen, read a book, or use the washing machine. More activities will become available over time. You can also spend time with the allies while traveling, which may improve your virtues. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. Never seen an igniter like this before. The magical igniter, enormous compared to those used by the army. If I recall correctly, it uses magma crystals as fuel. I do like how it's got the blue going in, red coming out. It's really cool. Striped shirt. Small unique items are lined up here. Never smelled this fragrance before. Can't tell if it's used for food or fuel. I mean, why not both? Fluffy bag, perfect for sitting on. If I sat on it, I don't think I'll be able to move.
Come on.
We're tired to actually be cleaning igniter. That weird tool is actually cleaning igniter that now is modified to create wind that collects dust. Pretty nifty. Oh, it's hard, but all that lifting and bending over sure is to strengthen your legs, yeah? Max HP will increase.
Got it.
Okay. This must be where new inventions are born.
Speaking of,
Said he's got a kitchen up and running. If you're hungry, would you fancy a meal? Hardly consider myself a chef at any great skill, but Stoll said he wanted to try some of the recipes he learned at the Hushed Honeybee. Oh, just random attribute. Show them around. Look where we are right now.
Let's see. And then let's see here. But which one?
You feeling okay? I feel drunk.
Sorry.
I'll survive. I'll handle the swaying of the carriage, but this... I can handle the swaying of the carriage. It's another beast. It seems I'll need to learn to endure it. We need some ginger. Start. Give me a start there. Were you trying to get my attention, Gwen? Terribly sorry, gotta focus on driving now. Shake off the rust a bit. If you want to chat, best to find me in the evenings. What?
Oh, hey!
What does laundry do?
This?
Cleanse the mind too. Oh!
Understood.
Those are all good and all, but I want to spend time. Bookshelf is lined with interesting books. The books I can read are Pride and Persuasion. Left them here, huh? Let's take it over to the window if you want to read it together. Read that book. Also, for a moment, I thought it was a random book. Apparently, this book teaches you ways to ensure others will agree with you. This section's part of the basics. First impressions are vital when it comes to negotiations. Okay, well, I guess that's true enough. Lower the other person's guard by assuming a natural smile and humble demeanor. Then use flattery to probe for weak points.
What are you talking about?
Probe for weak points, why? To gain the upper hand.
Sure.
So you can gain the upper hand, perhaps.
No kidding.
Oh, I see it. Feels a bit underhanded, but I guess if you need things to go your way, that's how it has to be. I feel like paying close attention to the art of persuasion has increased my etiquette.
All right.
Ooh. Didn't expect 4. Surprise, I guess a bit of force can go a long way in helping negotiations go smoothly. Still some time, still more left to read in this book. I'll pick up from here next time.
The Gauntlet runner arrives at the desert camp as the scorching sun sinks below the horizon, and the curtain of night falls over the land. Protected within the stalwart hull of the Gauntlet runner, the party gains a short, peaceful respite.
Yeah, there's like no way I could read on something like that. With Strauss, I'd be just like, ugh. I get car sickness. Establish an encampment at night. The vast wilderness outside town is ensconced in darkness, forcing your way through. The unmarked terrain is very dangerous, even with your Gauntlet runner. Instead, establish camp somewhere safe. You can resume your travels the next morning. While at an encampment, you can use any of the facilities Gauntlet runner like usual, but you can also reminisce your journey with the allies. Give it a try. First time camping in the Gauntlet runner. I'm kind of excited, but it'll be a long night, so why not spend some time relaxing with someone? Save. Once again, I don't do it enough.
Well met.
So you're overburdened with free time as I am. Certainly no stranger to traveling, but I have no idea how to spend idle hours. If the idea appeals, might we talk a bit? Not right now.
Well.
Bob. I don't see any reason to go and do anything else right now. Oh, actually, I'll save for another time. Check campfire. The insects gathering by the campfire. Oh, apparently you can eat bugs. Well, according to Heisenberg, anyways. I should try and catch one. Oh, caught one of the bugs gathered by the campfire. When it's my turn to cook, I should use it as an ingredient.
Your thoughts?
How was the ride? Smooth as butter, luxurious as a palace, awe-inspiring, tear-jerking. Yeah, it was cool. The run is such a guilty pleasure. Though credit where it's due, my takeover certainly helped make her what she is. Though full disclosure, that's all thanks to a little mechanism I put together that keeps her legs from sinking into the dunes. Wouldn't have to worry about the train if she could just fly, but that's a story for another day. Off you go, better get your 40 winks. So both improve imagination. I'll talk to Stroll. I like Heisenberg. But I can never say her name properly, so.
Hey.
Looking for something to do? My weapons are as sharp as they're going to get, and I'm not up to much. Care to keep me company for a while?
Now then.
So next up, Matira. It feels just like yesterday when I first arrived at the Royal Capital. So much has happened in such a short span of time. I met you, I went to the Northern Fortress, I awakened a mysterious power. I once thought magic like this was only existed in heroic tales of times long past.
Speaking
of which, I've been thinking that perhaps this is the same power that king heroes once used. If that's the case, then why do you think so many of them met miserable ends? powers and everything.
What's that about it?
Oh, I see.
As king, they have to govern their people and maintain the peace. Material might alone won't help you there. Perhaps it's not a matter of how much people you have, but how you choose to wield it. How much power you have, but how you choose to wield it. Moreover, we got more than one power at disposal. And on top of that, we got allies who share these abilities as well.
Then
If we continue to master these archetypes, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to surpass the great hero kings of old. Though, all that does make me wonder just how many more of these powers are still out there. Felt my imagination grow as Stroll and I discussed the challenges still ahead of us.
All right.
Oh, a 4? Hell yeah. Come now, it's too early for bed. Let's talk some more. Stroll and I talked for a while.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Good morning.
Top of the morning to you, my dear passengers. I trust that your sleeping quarters were more than exceeded your expectations, eh?
true.
They were better than I feared, considering how tiny they are. But I've got a question of my own. Isn't the desert sand going to be do a number on this runner? My boy, remember who maintains this rugged girl. Nary a grain of sand could fit between her seams. I assure you, regardless, we'll be leaving these arid dunes behind tomorrow.
I knew it!
And those really are neat, aren't they? A carriage would never be able to run through the desert this fast, but just keep it on the road, okay? We arrive in Martia in 2 days, huh? Oh. The dumb thing is, I kind of want to read more of the book. But we've not really seen much with wisdom. And not wisdom, courage. I mean, there's nothing stopping us from doing one now and then, and yeah. Hey, Gwyn, good timing. I was thinking of doing maintenance on my weapons. Got time? Why not join me? As refreshing for the mind, it's as refreshing for the mind as his vile battles. Because I feel like this is close to level 2, I would like to get it. Let's have a look at your blade then. Getting everything to level 2 quickly would probably be a good idea. I think I'm getting ahead of myself here, but after things settle down, I'd like to live without the sword. I admire the idea of a world where monsters and senseless violence don't exist, where nothing is taken from you by others. That's why one day I want to restore my ruined hometown to its former glory, and not just mine, all the ruined hometowns. Nod, nod. Hey. How about you? I shared my plan, as her yours. What do you do when this fight's over? I'm not sure.
Look at that.
I'm not sure yet.
I see.
No surprise there, considering our current situation. Got to get stronger, even if the village gets rebuilt. It's all for naught if it gets attacked by monsters again. I want to be strong enough to rid this country of monsters, not leave it to a spineless army and its incompetent guard. They only have the power to kill those who oppose them. They have no desire to protect their people, just like Luis. We'll fight for change.
Look at that.
I want to do something about that too.
Yeah.
I agree, but seeing the state of our country's army, I'm all the more glad you're our captain, truly. You resolve to stand on the front lines of the fight, or so it's only right that you lead. Ha, our fight, I say. I force my way into your mission.
Hey.
I envy you sometimes, you know? To act with such conviction. How does one become so bold? I just do whatever.
Well,
I kind of just do whatever strikes me in the moment.
What the?
Oh, you do not? No, I think the way you keep cool under pressure is what makes you so reliable. This to say, I have faith in you. We have more battles ahead, and I'll be counting on you to get us through them. In the end, the king will be determined by what the people think of as justice. They're free to make their choices, but so is the one being chosen. I wonder who will end up after. Who will end up being after all this?
Right.
This world is shining like new. Let's finish this up. Care for my weapons has fortified my will to fight, as well as increased my courage.
now then.
Bam! I would like to get etiquette and imagination to level 2s. It is one of the virtues that ruler must possess. If thou aspire to true sovereignty, kindle the flame of thy courage to ignite the hearts of thy people. Conquer needs that precious kindling with which a follower's passion may be inflamed. I figured they might have been different for each one, but doesn't quite look like it.
I say, we could stop for a break.
Something ahead, so we'll be stopping there. What's up?
Coming now into view is the Tree of Prophecy, a resplendent tapestry of color against the backdrop of the bleak desert. One theory is that the tree's roots gorge on the land's magla, and still another is that it gorges on those enraptured by its colorful foliage, as though themselves snared by the bewitching magla surrounding the tree. The Gauntlet runner comes to a stop at its base.
Here we are. Shall we get a closer look?
Wow.
It's so pretty.
That's...
It's not just the leaves, it's that the whole area is being painted red.
Certainly.
This place calls to mind a picture book I read as a child. It told of a great tree located somewhere within the country, whose color shifted to foretell unusual events in times ahead. How exactly would a tree foretell the future? And how does a plant grow this huge in the middle of the desert? I'm not sure if this explains it, but I'm sensing an incredibly high amount of magala in the air here. If your hypotheses are correct, it would make this no mere tree, no sir, but a magical organism that feeds off of magala. A matter of scientific research, I must document this discovery. Piled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket. Pulled a sheet of paper and a brush from his pocket, began to draw the landscape in front of him.
Hey.
How do you get some good at drawing? Oh my boy, meticulous documentation is the foundation of all good research. There you have it, I'm finished. Take a look. Take it as a keepsake. Wasn't it for research?
But
I thought you needed this for research. All the pretent information I need has been etched into my very mind. I can make do without the sketch itself. I received his research picture, the drawing is incredibly detailed and could accurately convey the full majesty of this place to a viewer who has never been here.
Hey there!
Hey, why don't we give it to Maria? I bet she'll love to see something from our journey, and we could tell her a story about this place. Next time we're in Grand Trad, we should give this drawing to Maria. I'll totally remember. Magical organism in the form of a tree. Say, ain't fairies in the same classification? Precisely. Gallica is the most precious treasure, is a most precious treasure as well. I've also been observing her closely, which has given me great insight into my own research into flight.
Huh?
You've been observing me this whole time? I don't recall you asking, so knock it off.
However,
Turn attention back to the tree. I've heard that it tints itself blue to herald the arrival of favorable developments. Whether manner of abnormality its current color portends. I also noticed they spelled color with a U. I took a brief detour, but I feel that seeing that rare sight has broadened my wisdom.
All right.
Hell yeah.